afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining us on KREM 2 News First at 4. I'm Jane McCarthy.
It is good to have you with us. I'm Tom Sherry. Well, a Marine Corps veteran living in Spokane is searching for his dog tags. This is after they were stolen from his truck. This happened over the weekend near Corbin Park in North Spokane.
Eric Robertson served several tours in Iraq. His dog tags were hanging on his truck's rearview mirror. Robertson's sergeant stripe pin, that was also attached to the tags. Now his wife tells us he hung the tags in his truck to serve as a daily reminder of his service. Robertson reported the theft to Crime Check, but he's hoping whoever took his dog tags will return them. Maybe they'll see this. If you have any information on the missing tags, you can call the number listed on the bottom of your screen there.
And a Spokane Valley woman who survived a stabbing back in April believes that she is being scammed out of donations that were meant for her. Now people who donated want to report the fraud.
Mark Hanrahan joins us now in the studio with more on this. Mark.
Good afternoon, guys. Missy Robertson has been through a lot the past few weeks. Her estranged husband stabbed her and cut her with a knife, then took off with their 5-year-old son, prompting an Amber Alert. Now, the boy's okay, and one of Missy's old high school friends wanted to help her, so Robertson says her friend set up fundraisers on Facebook and organized a meal train. Her friend raised about $1,200, and it's been about a month. Robertson says she hasn't seen a penny of that money. Now she is working with Crime Check to report the fraud, but what can you do if you made a donation? The Better Business Bureau suggests reporting the fundraiser as fraud on the website. KREM 2's Amanda Rowley looked into the scam and has more on what you can do to verify where your donations are going. She'll have more on that report coming up tonight at 5. For now, guys, we'll send things back to you.
Thank you, Mark. While investigators in Virginia Beach search for a motive in Friday's mass shooting, the community coming together now to grieve and remember the 12 lives lost.
Whitney Ward joins us now with the latest.
Good afternoon. People in Virginia Beach are wearing the color blue today, all in honor of the 12 people who were killed. A longtime city employee is the one who opened fire inside that Virginia Beach Municipal Center. There is now a cross standing outside for each of those victims. A local contractor and 11 city employees. Their combined years of service within the city total more than 150 years. One survivor says she would not be alive if it were not for one of her co-workers. Christy Dewar says Keith Cox helped a group of employees hide in an office before he was killed.
We ran in there and I turned and I said, come on. And he said, I'm going to go check on other people. Barricade yourself in.
Investigators are still trying to figure out why the shooter started killing seemingly at random. The suspect did die on scene after a shootout with police. In the meantime, the city is trying to raise money to help offset the funeral costs for the victims' families. A group of students from St. Thomas More Catholic School here in North Spokane also just wrapped up their 10-day trip to Virginia, and it is tradition to stop in Virginia Beach. This trip, though, of course, was very different. The 8th grade students paid their respects with prayers and flowers. So coming up tonight on KREM 2 News at 5, we're going to hear from those students on how the shooting affects them so far away from home. Jane, Tom.
Whitney, thank you very much for that report. Well, it has been about 7 months since Washington's Southern Resident Killer Whale Task Force issued these recommendations to try and save the orcas. So now about 1/3 of those recommendations are moving forward as proposed. Some of the biggest wins include salmon habitat restoration, cutting down on boat noise, and then also creating a whale watching permit system. The task force is expected to meet today to review its progress and also discuss future options.
And we have some good news here. Whale researchers in Canada spotted a new calf in the J-pod. John Ford was out on the water near British Columbia when he spotted a baby alongside its mother named J31. This is the second calf now born to the southern resident population since January. But even with the addition of the new calf, there are still only 76 southern resident orcas left.
We're going to take a turn to our forecast right now. We're in a hot streak,
We
right?
are.
But I think things are going to change, right?
Yeah, we're going to start trending down. It's still going to be a nice warm day tomorrow, but I think we're going to see temperatures trend down quite a bit. Follow me over here, especially as we get towards the end of the work week. I think we're going to drop down into the 60s. You can see your forecast over the next 12 hours looking really good. Finally, overnight lows only dropping down into the low 50s. We'll see a low of about 49 out at the airport under mostly clear skies. Again, another beautiful day on tap Tuesday. Wednesday, we're at 78 degrees. But again, by the time we get to Thursday and Friday, I think we're going to see temperatures drop down into the 60s. For the weekend, it goes like this: 66 with a chance of showers on Saturday, and then we'll have mild weather for Sunday under partly cloudy skies with temperatures in the low 70s.
Thank you, Tom. Well, today, several American Legion employees showed up to work only to find out they had been temporarily laid off.
So on top of that, many veterans have not been able to file their disability claims. KREM 2's Shayna Waldtower found out what is going on at the American Legion.
Yeah, there's been a bit of confusion at some American Legion offices around the state. People are coming in to file their claims and then finding signs posted like this up on the doors.
Michael Culprit was driving around for a good part of the day trying to finish filing for his disability compensation.
It took me a while to get some of the paperwork, but I had to have it done by the 6th.
He served in the Navy and is now in the final steps of finishing the paperwork for his injury claim. But when he arrived at the Spokane American Legion office this morning, he found this sign taped on the door.
One of the employees that worked there came out and said that he had just been notified that they laid them all off and they closed their computer access, so they couldn't help anyone.
Knowing he only had 3 days left to finish the paperwork before having to restart the entire process,
I was very concerned.
turns out people all around the state were seeing these posters. I spoke with Gary Roach, Washington State Commander for the American Legion. He says the organization was late to file a budget report, so the State Department of Veterans Affairs couldn't give them funding. This has left several employees out of work and many veterans wondering how to complete their claims. But while these offices are closed, the Spokane County Veterans Services Office will be able to handle local claim requests, which means Culprit was able to finish his claim.
It's completed and turned in now. I just have to wait.
Roach says he's hoping the state's American Legion offices will be back up and running by next week. In Spokane, Shayna Waldtower, KREM 2 News.